Allison O'Connor with CSU Extension in Larimer County, and I'm going to show you a few simple steps to overseed those bare spots in your lawn. Some tools you'll need, of course, are seed of your choice. Now that's important depending on what species you already have growing in your grass. You'll need a leaf rake to rake things in following the seeding, and then you'll need something to poke holes into the soil, and I'm just going to use a steel tine pitchfork. Now, if you're going to overseed really big areas, like an entire backyard, using a pitchfork to make holes is not going to be very economical. So instead, rent an aerator and pull plugs from the ground, or have someone do it for you. The goal is the same though. You need to make lots and lots and lots of holes. When you use a power aerifier, make sure you mark your sprinkler heads if you have an in-ground sprinkler system to avoid damage. Another thing is, if you're doing larger areas and not just spot seeding, put your seed in your fertilizer spreader. Pour the seed into the hopper and open the mouth of the spreader just wide enough to let a few seeds drop out. A good thing to do is make a couple passes on the concrete to see how much seed is dropping out. And then make several passes over the area that you're overseeding and rake in. So your goal with making holes is to make as many holes as possible and try to get them at least 1 to 2 inches deep. And all you'll do is just jab your pitchfork into the ground to make holes. You can see that this is a little bit compacted. And the better job you do to prep the soil and to make a lot of holes, the better germination and result you're going to have. So do a good, thorough job and make a lot of holes. Now what you're going to do is drop your seed, just sprinkle it gently like you're using a salt shaker, into the holes. If your beagle wants to help, that's totally fine, but it's not really necessary. So just sprinkle gently. You don't want to put out too much seed because that will result in a lot of competition and the seedlings will never become mature. So just gently shake the seed around your beagle, who caused this damage in the first place, and do all the areas in which you poke the holes. If you're doing really big patches, you'll need about 3 to 5 pounds of seed for Kentucky bluegrass per 1,000 square feet. And if you're overseeding with perennial ryegrass or any of the fescues, you'll need about 6 to 8 pounds per 1,000 square feet. Just continue to sprinkle your seed over the areas which you just aerated, and you can walk over what you just seeded. The goal is to get good seed-soil contact, and so walking on it or even grinding it into the ground a little bit is going to result in better germination. Your next step is to take a leaf rake and just work the seed into the holes, gently, of course. The seed that's going to germinate best are the ones that get into the holes that you created through the aeration process. One thing that people often ask about is, should they top dress with peat moss or sand or any sort of soil? And it's not necessary. Remember, you are getting the seed into those aeration holes, and so you already have great seed-soil contact. So skip that part and just work on getting the seed into the holes that you created. Depending on the species of grass that you planted, it will take a little bit of time for it to germinate. But fall is a great time to overseed the lawn because the soil is warm. Perennial ryegrass will germinate in just a few days, and Kentucky bluegrass will take about 2 weeks. If you wait and do this in the spring, it's going to take longer simply because the soils are cold. And sometimes in the spring, Kentucky bluegrass can take up to 3 weeks to germinate, which frustrates some people because we like things to grow quickly. And then following the raking process, gently water in the seed to let it settle. Now if you're doing big areas, probably what you want to do is put out a hose and sprinkler. But if you still have your irrigation system on, you can let that run. But just pay special attention to make sure that the seed doesn't dry out, especially if we get those warm fall days. So gently water in and let the magic happen. Now if you have existing grass in the same area that you're overseeding, like I do, there's no need to avoid mowing this area. Keep on mowing, watering, and if you need to, fertilize as necessary to prep your lawn for the fall. And in no time you'll have a beautiful lawn just like this.